Class, thanks for being part of property management this semester. I'm glad to have a chance to catch up with you all and hope that you had a nice weekend and that the first chapter wasn't too taxing for you. The next lesson is a 10,000 foot overview of very basic economic principles. If you haven't taken an econ class before, some of the terminology might be unfamiliar to you, and that's okay. We aren't going to get too far down in the weeds with it. I just want you to have some basic understanding of the simplest principles here. But I do want to cover one of these topics a little more detail. The book skims over it quite a bit. Page 27 and 28 of your text talks about cap rates, capitalization rates. This is something that's a very important number that you will often see as part of investment analysis for purchasing property for investment and determining value, how much you should expect to pay for a property. And also, if you have a cap rate given to you, it's a good indicator of the risk for the property. A very high cap rate means the property is risky. It makes a lot of money, and it's a high risk, high reward principle. If it has a very low cap rate, then that means the property is a very safe investment as a general rule. It's just not going to be very lucrative for you. So it just depends on your aversity to risk. If you have any, then you will look for a property with a low cap rate. And if it's you're looking to make money quicker, you can go for the risk with a higher cap rate. Now I've got a little cheat sheet here, and I want to show you here that cap rate is a number that is typically something in between 0.05 and 0.12, often expressed as a percentage, and it is calculated with the net operating income of a property and the value, and you can calculate how much you should expect to pay for a property based on the net operating income and a cap rate. So if you know, for example, that you are risk averse and you don't want to buy a property that has a higher cap rate than 0.07 or 7%, then you will be able to calculate and look at the books of a property and calculate the net operating income, and then take that number and the cap rate that you desire, and then the result will be how much the most you will pay for a given property with that particular cap rate given. And so that's something that we're going to come back to. The chapter 2 barely touches on it. However, if you're actually doing real estate and property management and investing, you'll see that number on every single piece of commercial property or investment property that is for sale. And you need to know what it means and how to calculate it and get there. We will be spending some time on that as part of one of our assignments later on in the semester. Speaking of assignments, I want to briefly discuss your first assignment, which is to do a regional market analysis for your area. This is for the purpose of figuring out what kind of property might be the best to invest in and or place under management. We're going to be assuming that you're an investor and you're looking for some kind of property that will make some money for you, and that could be an office building, it could be apartments, could be a warehouse or industrial. And we're going to start by figuring out what makes the most sense for your area. If you live in Twin Falls, then Twin Falls would probably be your area. If you live in the Boise area, then you might want to choose Boise, or maybe Nampa Caldwell, or even just Meridian, or some city that if you know that's your desired area. If you're not set on any one thing, then you can try for maybe the Magic Valley. But what we're going to do is we're going to use your knowledge, and we're going to do a little research from the Census Bureau and any Bureau of Economic Development or any place that you can find on the internet that will have some data and statistics for you on the population, what is the economy of your area, and what are the trends in your area. Is it growing? Is it subsiding? What kind of businesses are moving to the area? What's the population doing? How old is the population? Is it mostly young people? Is it diverse? Is it mostly older people? here in Boise area, we have a lot of older people and retirees coming in. So if you look around, you'll see a lot of over 55 housing communities coming in. That might be something you want to invest in. Or maybe it's a healthcare facility, a clinic, or a doctor's offices that maybe you want to have some office space and tailor and cater to the healthcare community, because you know that there are a lot of older people coming and they will probably need some healthcare. So these are all things that we will take into account, and you'll be writing a paper on your regional market analysis, and I have the instructions posted on assignment 1. It's not due for a few weeks, but I encourage you to get started on it soon and not wait until the last minute, so that you have time to finish it up properly and have it look nice for me. I'm picky about spelling and grammar and punctuation, and I will let you know if I see a lot of words that are commonly misused, and I will mark those and note those on your papers and your discussion boards, because I want you to present professionally and look like, you know, you're super bright, because I know you are. And when you go out in the business world, that's going to be important for some people. Not everyone cares, but it does matter. So that's the reason I kind of go for that. If you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to contact me either through Canvas, or you can call or text. As I said, I do work during the day, so sometimes I don't get a chance to return calls or texts until later in the afternoon or evening, but please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll keep saying it over and over. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Thanks.